Hi, this is Mr. Kays, and this is 34.2A, 32.4A. We moved from South Asia to Southeast Asia in nations that gained independence right after World War II. Okay. Move along. There we go. Southeast Asian nations refused to live under European control after World War II. They refused to live under European control after World War II. And so after that, they won their freedom. They won their freedom in the years following World War II. The Philippines was the first to gain independence. The United States had helped them, if you recall, 1898, the Spanish-American War, kicking out the Spaniards. And then they took over the Philippines, and they promised to give independence to the Philippines. And here come the Japanese, so they say after World War II we'll do that. So the Philippines were the first to gain independence in 1946. Of all the leaders, Ferdinand Marcos was probably the most memorable. He's an anti-communist dictator. Anti-communist dictator. If he's anti-communist, you know the United States loves him. And he had an authoritarian regime. Authoritarian regime. That means everything went through his office for what was going to happen. Unfortunately, getting aid from the United States, he stole millions of dollars from the Treasury. He stole millions of dollars from the Treasury. Money that was supposed to go to help the people of the Philippines, he pocketed. Nobody knew the difference. His chief rival, Benigno Aquino, was such a thorn in his side that Benigno had to live outside of the Philippines. He lived in Boston for a while because he was afraid of getting assassinated. Well, his chief rival, Benigno Aquino, was assassinated. Just put down, was murdered. 1983. He had come home to the Philippines to run against Marcos, and as he sets foot off the plane, he gets shot by a .22 caliber rifle. And nobody ever found the killer. I wonder why. Because Marcos had put the hit out on him. His widow, Benigno's widow, was so angry that she didn't care about her safety. She returns to the Philippines to challenge Marcos for elections. To challenge Marcos for the elections. She's going to run for president in place of her slain husband. And she wins. She challenges for the election and she wins. Marcos leaves the Philippines. And he buys a palatial estate in Hawaii and he lives out the rest of his life there. Sounds like a common thing for anti-communist dictators that are supported by the United States. Benigno's wife is Corazon Aquino, so she succeeds Marcos. And she forces the U.S. bases out of the Philippines. U.S. bases, whether they're air bases or Navy bases, she forces U.S. bases out of the Philippines. We have to look for a new place to harbor our ships and house our planes. She's moving towards a neutrality here. The government continues to battle separatist group Abu Sayyaf in the southern Philippines. Now, good luck trying to find this group. They're hiding in the jungles, and the Philippines are thousands of islands. So it's very difficult to find these rebels, these terrorist groups that attack the government. Well, that's it right now for the Philippines. We're going to tackle Burma, Malaysia, Indonesia in the next round. So I'll see you down the road. Come on with me.